Learn how to use MobiVisor Messaging, a tutorial by MobiVisor. Let's start with some general information. MobiVisor Messaging is the GDPR-compliant messaging solution by MobiVisor. You can use it together with MobiVisor MDM or as a standalone application, for example if your company has a BYOD policy. In this case, the users can simply download the app from the App Store or the Play Store. On company-owned work profile devices and device owner devices or managed devices, you can easily install the app via MobiVisor MDM. In comparison to WhatsApp and other solutions, you have more control over user groups and you can be sure that data security is always applied. How to start with MobiVisor Messaging on the browser side. In order to use MobiVisor Messaging, you need to buy additional licenses for it. You can either buy licenses for all employees or just as many as you need, in case not all employees should use messaging. If you let us enable easy licensing, licenses will be created automatically every time a user logs into MobiVisor. In this case, you don't need to assign the licenses by hand. In the MobiVisor domain, you will see the menu option Messaging after you successfully purchase the licenses for MobiVisor Messaging. After successfully purchasing the MobiVisor Messaging licenses, you need to go to the Config menu point in MobiVisor and to the License Info to assign the MobiVisor Messaging licenses by hand. Again, if you chose Easy Licensing, you can skip the step. Otherwise, you can access this menu point. On this page, you can now see which extra modules of MobiVisor you successfully added to your MobiVisor domain. You can also see how many licenses you have overall and how many licenses you've already used up. In the devices list, you can easily assign and unassign the MobiVisor Messaging licenses to each user and their device. After setting everything up, you can start using MobiVisor Messaging in the browser. Add the contacts of your users to the messaging page. After you add them, they will appear in the left column. You can now start to chat directly with them. To create a group, you need to name it first and afterwards add the users to the group. You can also grant the role of group admin to someone else or remove a user from a group. As an admin, you can also delete a group. With single chats, you have some options too. You can, for example, pin the contact, mute notifications, or remove a contact. The latter will also delete the chat. The users too can use MobiVisor Messaging as a browser-based chat application. In this case, they will only see the messaging page after they log in and nothing more. How to use MobiVisor Messaging as an app. To install the app on the company mobile devices, you need to add the app to your MobiVisor domain app list. For Android devices, you simply need to go to Applications and Add. Then go to the Android Enterprise tab. Now you need to search for MobiVisor Messaging in the Google Play Store. Click on the app icon and approve the app. In this case, the app is already approved. If an app is approved, it will appear in the app list. As you can see here. For Apple devices, you need to buy the app via Apple VPP first, which you can do in the Apple Business Manager. After you bought the app, go to Config and Apple VPP. Go to the Applications tab and sync VPP applications. MobiVisor Messaging will then appear here, as well as in the app list. In the app list, it is marked as iOS app. Install the app on the devices. If you want to install the app to single devices, you need to choose it from the app list. Then go to the button Send Install or Remove. Now your device list will show. Choose the device on which you want to install the app. On top, you will see the button Install apps to devices. If you click it, it will expand and show several options. You can, for example, send a request where the user is prompted to install the app on their own. You can choose Install Directly, which installs the app in the background without the user's doing. And also Installation and Installation Request to a work profile if your device has one. For the most part, you can choose Install Directly. If you want to install the app to several devices, you can do so easily via the groups. Go to the Users tab in MobiVisor and click on Groups. All your user groups will show. Choose the one where the app needs to be added and click the Edit button. Now go to the Applications tab. You will see a list of all apps from your app list. Now choose MobiVisor Messaging by clicking the checkbox. Click the Save button. Afterwards, the button Install Apps Now will appear. Again, you can choose whether you want to send a request to the devices or install the app directly to all devices. In either case, the installation command will be sent to all devices in the group. When the app is successfully installed on the devices, the users need to open the app and log in. The first method to do so would be to use the button Login with MobiVisor. The second method to log in would be to scan the QR code. You can see the little QR code field next to the username. The third method to log in is to type in the username and the password. The username is visible in the user list of the MobiVisor domain. The passwords, however, are not stored in MobiVisor due to GDPR regulations. They need to be stored separately. One more note on passwords. If the password for the login to the MobiVisor Messaging app is not known anymore, you can simply assign a new one to the users. To do so, you need to access the User Edit page. Here you can find the field New Password. So type in a new password, scroll down and save it. As we mentioned previously, the password is not saved in MobiVisor. That means if you leave this view and come back to the user details later, the field will appear empty even though you set a password. That's why you need to store the password separately from MobiVisor. Once the users are logged in, they can automatically access the groups they are in and start to chat. But they can also create new groups and chats themselves. And that's it. You now know how to use MobiVisor Messaging, the safe and GDPR-compliant messaging application by MobiVisor. Let us know if you have any additional questions. Thank you for watching.